All right, so Vicky Cool here is with Dex Digga. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. I'm glad to be here. Sorry, I'm a little bit late.
Hey, man, it's the business. Shit happens.
It does, indeed.
You know, life of a rock star. Of course, you're gonna be fucking late.
That wasn't my intention in any way, but
No, man, I'm just busting balls. You know, I mean,
sure.
so tell me about this new side project of yours, Anew Addiction. What made you want to start this up?
Um, I mean, initially, I had some music that I've been working on for some of it. I mean, some of these arrangements I've been writing or working on for years, um, and I just wanted to put some material out there, something of my own. Um, Try something a little bit different, a different approach to writing, and a different approach to the way that I'm getting the music out there to the fans, which I'm doing pretty much independently. Other than the people that I've hired to work essentially for me. So
Now, did the lockdown help out with this? You know, having all this downtime make you think about the shit that you had laying around or stuff that you wanted to expand on?
yeah, I had actually before the lockdown, even I'd say probably 18 months ago is when I really started putting this idea in motion, and I showed Jose Urquiza, one of my good friends, the singer for 3 Years Hollow, which is the band that I'm known for playing in. I showed the songs to him. Of course, he's producing a lot of really killer stuff right now, and he was like, "Yeah, let's record some of these songs and get some of this material out there." So we, so yeah, I mean that's the backstory on how the whole thing started. But at that point, I hadn't planned on I hadn't planned on reaching, I guess, the level that the song has now. But yeah, so Jose and I, we sat in the studio, we worked on a song. It was an arrangement that I pretty much had completely done already. And, we used sampled drums, and it was really cool. And we knew we had a pretty cool product. So we started tossing around other names as far as, who was going to play drums, who was going to play guitar, vocals, just who else we wanted to have come in and play on these tracks. And pretty much the way it went down is, I've known Morgan Rose for a long time. And obviously Jose has too. And Morgan's always in the area. I live in the Quad Cities, which is Iowa and Illinois based. But the studio I record at is the Attic Studio in Geneseo, and that's where Morgan's out there a lot. Sean Foyce is there a lot. Barry Stock is out there quite often. And that's, of course, Jose's studio. So, yeah, there was a night where Morgan was there, and we showed Morgan the song, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll play on it." And he went in, took him maybe an hour to track all the drums. And after we were finished, we just kind of sat back and we were like, okay, this is really, really cool. And I think it was maybe 2 or 3 nights later, we ended up having dinner at a local restaurant here. And Morgan and I started talking about, he's like, "Man, that song, I really like that song." And so we decided that he was going to come on and play drums on the entire EP and co-produce, along with Jose Urquiza and, myself. So that's how we got to that point.
See, that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, are you going to is it the same singer all the way through, or are you going to have different singers?
I think I want to be able to use other players. I'd like to work with, like I'm working with some other musicians right now on some other material. I don't know if it'll be Anew Addiction stuff, but it could potentially be. But yeah, I would like to work with some other players. That was the original plan, with this band. But then after I started working with Morgan and Justin, who ended up coming in and playing guitar and doing vocals, I decided I wanted to do some more songs with those two, and they're really good songs. I really like the product for sure.
So it's the three of you then on this EP then?
On the 3 tracks, yeah, but there'll probably be five or six songs, and I do have an idea of a couple other people that I want to play on some of these songs.
Cool. I mean, just the way I read it, you know what I mean? It says, for this track for Disaster, which by the way, amazing song, man. I mean, I can't stop listening to it ever since I got my hands on it.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
But the way I read it, it seemed like, it was just specific for this. Now, talking to you, it's cool to know that it's going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Anew Addiction, I mean, it's definitely, it's something that I created, the idea and the concept behind it, which kind of evolves every day. I mean, to be honest, my manager and I, Tom Baumgartner, we come up with a lot of the ideas together. So he's involved in the band almost like a member, as far as that stuff goes. So he's good to bounce ideas off of.
How are you balancing out this new project with your other band, 3 Years Hollow?
Well, I love 3 Years Hollow. That's like my family. We've I think I've been in that band since 2008, which is, essentially we built what is known as 3 Years Hollow today. But yeah, I mean, it won't interfere, obviously, because not at the moment, neither band is doing a whole lot. So most of the stuff we do is just releasing music currently. But 3 Years Hollow will be getting out on the road this summer, late summer and early fall. So that's kind of as far as Anew Addiction touring and stuff like that, I do want to put the live band together. But I want to get this, this single out there, and then the rest of the EP, and then we'll work on the rest after that.
Yeah, I understand, man. Especially something new like that, you got to figure everything out. There's a lot of steps involved and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, did you write any new music for 3 Years Hollow? You guys got new stuff coming out too, or no?
Man, 3 Years Hollow. We've got so many just amazing songs, just kind of sitting in the vault. Literally, there's a lot. I mean, there's really a lot of songs. Among the Waves recently, and didn't really, that was just kind of a song we put out there for the fans and stuff. Didn't really do any type of radio push or any nothing really. I mean, we didn't do any type of publicity or anything for that particular song, but it's a very, very good song. And there's going to be a lot more from 3 Years Hollow very soon.
Cool. Now, you mentioned that you guys are going to do some shows this summer. You excited to get back on the road?
Yeah, I mean, I love to play. I mean, that's, to me, that I'm more of a performer rather than the studio stuff. Just don't get me wrong, the studio stuff is fun. It's very fun. But I like to play in live settings and play with other people collectively.
When was the last time?
I'm sorry.
When was the last time you got to play a show?
Oh man, this is probably the longest I've went in 20 years. It's been probably last time I played a show would have been February of 2020.
So yeah, right before everything shut down. Then.
Yeah, I think, or maybe it was January. It was either January. It was either early January or early February. We did a little 2 or 3 show run, and but yeah, that's been it, man.
So what's the process for getting ready to get back on the road? I mean, you guys got to do a lot of rehearsals and shit, or you think you just jump right back into it?
Well, yeah, we're definitely going to need to do some rehearsing. The way it sits, we don't. There's been some members, some new members that have come on. To be honest, I don't know exactly who's going to be playing in the current 3 Years Hollow, but it's as far as the original lineup, it's Jose, myself, and Neil currently. So,
well, I mean, it looks like you got a little bit of time before you get out.
A couple months. You know? Yeah, a couple.
So I've seen the visualizer. Are you guys going to do like a lyric video for Disaster or anything like that, or an actual video?
I've got some other. I want to do. Yeah, I've got some plans to do some stuff, like some playthrough type stuff. That way, people can actually see, the bass playing and get the visual aspect of it as well, which is fun to watch as much as hear. In a lot of people's minds, they like to watch. People like to see bass players slap, man. You know what I mean? They like to hear that slap sound.
That's it. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. I mean, all the states are opening up. Like I live in New York. I think today, everything is officially open. There's no more mandates or anything like that. So the rest of the country is starting to get going, and hopefully it stays open. You know what I mean? I mean, everything's booked here for fall or late summer, but
yeah, I mean, I live in Iowa myself, so we've been open for a little while, but yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it, being any differently than that. But yeah, guess we'll see what happens. But I'm glad to hear that you guys are open back up there. I didn't realize that, but that's cool.
Yeah, finally. I mean, we were at like a curfew last month, so it was a big difference of everything being able to be done, and so we'll see how it works. I mean, it's just interesting, I mean, during this downtime, I mean, I'm used to going to at least 3 or 4 concerts a week, doing interviews in person, taking pictures of bands and shit like that. And now with these time off, I've been doing the Zoom stuff, and I'm doing bands from all over the world, I mean,
awesome,
different countries and stuff. And it's just crazy talking to them how things work. I mean, I've talked to so many countries that open up fully, that close back down again. So it just makes you wonder what the hell the future is going to bring for all of us, especially in the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of some of that. I mean, if that happens here, which it kind of did here and there, sporadically, but I can imagine there'd be a lot of very, very unhappy people if another lockdown happened or something like that. But I don't anticipate that. I don't think a lot of people do. I try not to think about it too much. I try to just kind of think about, what I'm working on and focus on that type of stuff.
So what's next for you?
Gosh, man, I've got literally, I've got ton of interviews this week, 3 or 4 a day. I'm just trying to get the product out there to as many people as possible. Like I said, I'm going to start doing some of these kind of like live playthrough type things. So it won't be recorded. It'll be me actually playing live to the music, so there's no cheating in that aspect, stuff like that. Just try to show the product off and have some fun with it, and see what the single does. And I've got more songs that are just as good or maybe better.
Have you got it recorded already? More songs for Anew Addiction?
Oh yeah. Yep.
You have a timeline of what you're doing, like every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that?
That sounds like a pretty good timeline, 6 to 8 weeks to release new music. I would probably see what my manager thinks. Maybe he wants to ride this single out for a little bit longer. And I know that the single, we've got some Spotify promotion going on too, and it did really well in its Spotify debut. So we'll probably ride this one for a little bit and just probably put out, like I said, some videos. I've got the kind of live in the making video of the whole recording process too. That's something that I'll release. And then I want to start playing the songs, showing people the product.
What format are you going to do your live streams in? Facebook, Twitch?
I don't, I'll be honest, that's not really something that I'm super, I guess, savvy on. What do you feel is the best way to release that type of stuff?
I mean, if you're going to be doing it live, I guess Facebook would be the way to go. That's probably where you got your most followers. You know what I mean?
Sure. Oh yeah. As far as the socials, sure. Yeah. Facebook all the way.
Do you have a Twitch account going right now or no?
I have Twitch. I do. I just downloaded the app the other day. I don't believe I've started an account yet.
Well, I mean, there's so much bullshit involved with Twitch, man. You got to play for a certain amount of hours, regardless of if it's music or video games, whatever you're doing. You got to tier yourself up. You know how YouTube, if you want to get monetized, you got to have
of course
hours and all that shit. With Twitch,
sure.
You have to have a certain amount of time before you can start getting more people to follow you and invites and shit. There's a lot of work involved. That's crazy.
Yeah. Again, yeah, that'd be something that probably I personally wouldn't have the time to put the work in. I other than music, I do just some other stuff involving construction and real estate and which I kind of bounce back and forth. Like I'll take time off of the day-to-day job so I can focus on stuff for a while, and then kind of bounce back into the other stuff and make money so I can afford to do this music stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, that's one thing I don't think fans really realized. I mean, you haven't been able to make income as a musician for almost 2 years now. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, there's got to be stuff to get done to pay the bills.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, just the money that comes from music, that's never really been a huge concern to me. I know how to make money other ways, which is essentially how I fund the music stuff independently. So it works for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have there's a huge metal band, and the guitar player lives in my area. He's a real estate agent here, which is pretty crazy because he's got to make sure he's got everything collared up and whatnot because he's full of sleeves and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's cool seeing the billboard and no one realizing who this dude really is,
I'll be honest, both, being known in for the music stuff helps me in my other career as well, and vice versa. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely. You know, it's always a cool connection when you can make, you know, hey, oh my God, you're in. I love that song,
right.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean I run into that all the time, all the time.
So people are watching this, they want to follow up. They want to hear the song. They want to know more about your tour dates or things like that. Where do they go? What do they do?
Well, if you just want to, hear the song, Spotify is a good place to hear it. If you want to purchase it, your typical outlets, Amazon, iTunes, uh, all the outlets. I know it's pretty much anywhere you would typically find it, you'll find that song. Um, if you want to connect with me, or just find out what's going on in my everyday life, you can find me on Facebook. Just search my name, Dex Digga. Instagram I think on Instagram it's underscore Dex Digga underscore 3 years hollow. And then of course the Anew Addiction Facebook page, Anew Addiction Instagram, which very early stages for both of them, but I'm trying to get some more fans and a bigger following on those. So definitely hit that like button on those pages for sure.
Awesome. All right, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I love the track Disaster. I can't wait to hear the rest of the songs on the EP.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I really do.
All right, man. You take care of yourself, and hopefully when you start booking dates, you'll come down my way and we'll get to hang out and have a beer.
Yeah, we'll have to connect sometime. Did you do a 3 Years Hollow interview at any point in time when we were doing our thing back in the day? No. Okay.
So
that's something to do.
Definitely. You know, like I said, you guys are making tour dates. Hopefully you can do it in person.
Well, actually, man, they're going to be East Coast, so
you never know.
Line something up for sure.
Sounds good, boss. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you.